So good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing this morning? The title about white families not welcome in Canada. I know that's a little bit of a gotcha title, but I don't know the recourses we got. Um, if you watched any of my other videos, you know we've been having some issues getting our daughter here, who's from Ukraine. So essentially, what we have happening here is letter dated December 15th, 2014. Basically, um, this all started May 12th. The daughter said, "You misrepresented yourself and withholding the following materials um, in Ukraine about a job that she had because she was applying for job experience as a software engineer." Anyways, basically, what it was is that uh, she couldn't prove her income. They said she didn't work there because most of the people there work under the table. Or if you follow laws, basically they're say, okay, you be an entrepreneur, we'll pay you like a company. Just different things like that. Now, anybody who's been over there any length of time understands that. The Canadian embassy, who's been over there for quite a while, doesn't get it. So this here, anyways, she was barred per their letter. As a result, you were inadmissible to Canada for a period of 2 years. Okay. This is dated, this is a Canadian letter. This is dated December 15th, 2014. 2 years. Okay, this is from them. This is the government of Canada. Um, immigration guy's signature on the letter. Okay, now we don't agree with that. We appealed it, and we don't have a lot of money to be paying lawyers and that. And in this appeal, in 2014, you only got one shot at it. And whether you agree with it or not, bang. Anyways, transition, the government of the day switched, as you know, 2015 switched to Liberals. Now, as everybody's painfully aware of all the immigration thing going on, the Syrians, we could just magically, 25,000 of them we brought over in record time. You know, I don't know how many they vetted, not... Anyways, I'm not going to go there. We all know the story. All the illegal immigrants, 40-some thousand, 40,000 plus, costing us well over $1 billion and probably more to date. And they're calling them irregular, not illegal. Welcome to Canada, where you don't say what you mean and you don't mean what you say. So that's where we're at today. So anyways, she applied for a visitor's visa here just recently because our grandkids are here. So they refused it, saying she's barred for 5 years. Okay, well, in the letter, it says 2 years. And then they said, no, it's 5 years. So we go to our MP, who happens to be Randeep Sarai here in Surrey Central, and he's a Liberal. Well, number one, I'm not a Liberal fan, but my MP, that's who we're paying for. He is who he is. I mean, even with the things that he's done or admitted he said he did with Trudeau to invited terrorists, et cetera, et cetera. The guy got a convicted murderer, a terrorist, whatever, got a Canadian passport to go to another country. And you know the story. I mean, I'm not going to repeat it. Another Trudeau blunder. Anyways, so we're talking about, and this guy, Randeep Sarai, said, oh, well, that was my fault. I put him on the guest list, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He's got the power to do that. But yet when it comes to our daughter, what he's saying is that, well, we'll see. I cannot influence IRCC. Fair enough. I get it. You don't want to be perceived. But he also sits, he's a member of the board for that. So we'll get into that in a bit here. So this was in June already when this took place. Now, I got here, called July 3rd, 2019 to follow up. They said, oh, they need to contact them July 5th. No answer from IRCCC. And go on. So now we're at the 20th, and the answer finally came back on Wednesday. They said, oh, no, it's 5 years. Their letter is wrong. It's actually 5 years. So we got a letter from the Canadian government who's saying that they're wrong, that it's actually 5 years. So and right now we've got no recourse other than what I'm doing. Our MP just said, no, I got to get it in writing. Nobody said that was in a phone call. We've got nothing from them in writing what IRCC said, Immigration Canada, nothing. It's just word of mouth. Now, did they actually call? Anymore, I don't know. That's why they call them the lying liberals. And the writer, and she's from Ukraine. The grandkids are here. They've got 4-year visas. Now, what I want to know is, okay, number one, so this means that anything you get from the government can change in a whim. So that basically what the government writes you or the bureaucrats write you is not worth the paper it's written on. Okay, got that? So when the government writes you, it's total BS. That's it, because you don't believe it, because it can change at any time. Just say, no, that was wrong. This is right. So here we are, Canadian citizens, both of us, with a daughter who is basically get worse treatment than the ISIS terrorists we're bringing back here, calling them Canadians, and the village PM village idiot saying we're going to rehabilitate them. But our daughter can't get over here even on a visitor's visa. Now, our daughter is a very smart young lady. She's worked for government over there. She speaks 4 languages. French and English are 2 of them. Strangely enough, it used to be that French and English were the 2 official languages in Canada. I guess that's changed now, and we know where that's headed. Tribalism is alive and well. So how is it that these people can get across the border? How is it people get into Canada? The Chinese, the people from the Mideast, the people from, that can come here, and from India, and I'm going to hit them all, and they can't speak English. How do they get into Canada? How did this guy get a passport, a Canadian passport, as a convicted criminal to go to another country and meet with our PM village idiot, and our MP, that's our guy here, could actually arrange all that, but yet conveniently our daughter, who had it even in writing, can't get into the country. This is where we're at right now. This is where we're at. So what do we do? And right now, if I can't get the MP to move, what do we do? What's our recourse? What is our recourse? Now, you can virtue signal all you want. You can say all the goody two-shoe things you like. I mean, right now, we got a huge problem. And it's virtue signaling. The Muslims, I'm going to use that because it was like, poor them. Well, that sucks to be them, but hey, ain't our problem. Fix your own country, then worry about it. It's harsh to hear, but it's reality. When our daughter can't even get over here, there's a huge issue. And ISIS fighters can get over here, back into Canada. The guys that were beheading people with knives, the ones that the mainstream media doesn't like to show you, because Jesus is too violent, because we actually see what these people are really like. But our daughter can't get over here. Oh, I know you're not supposed to talk about that because that's like those poor oppressed people. Yeah, right. Oppressed. Sure. They weren't oppressed when they were cutting people's heads off with hunting knives, were they? No. And many. But yeah, wanted to come here, immigrate, and work, not just come here and sit on her butt, because she does speak the language. She's very well educated. So what's the issue? And what does that tell you about our Prime Minister and the Liberals? Where is our support for these, for us? I mean, quite literally. I mean, I'm not going to make any apologies. I mean, I'm not a liberal, never have been, never liked the man, never liked his dad, never liked their politics, because it's just going to lead to some really bad stuff here in the future. Whether you want to look at that financially, or the way I look at it is going to turn to violence, which where we're headed. Whether you want to admit it or not, that's where we're going, and this is the epitome of it. What right now, when you push people, you don't want to talk about it. You're going to call people racist. You're going to call them about lesbians, gays, transgenders, and you don't even want to have an open discussion. You push things into the shadows. Well, one goddamn thing I'll guarantee you: if you push things into the shadows, you are not going to like what comes out of those shadows, and that's exactly what's happening. That's not a threat. Any idiot who can go back and look at history will know that's factual. Anybody, take a look. But history is full of it, examples. And you want it? Don't just sit there, well, give me examples. Well, if I got to give you examples, that means you didn't read. I cannot help you with that. So go read, learn, then we can start the discussion from there, which unfortunately they're not interested in. They're just interested in calling you racist and that, if you're not following the agenda. So now, where's everybody taking up our cause for our daughter? Oh, that's right. She's white. She's from Ukraine. Okay. Where's the issue? And I'll probably get banned for this or whatever. I'll probably get a strike on my channel for saying all this. But really, this, from my end of things, this is what I'm seeing. And I beg anybody to do differently, to see it. Explain it to me. How does this happen? How does the guy get all the things I've said? How does a convicted murderer, terrorist guy get to another country? Get a passport to get to another country? How does that happen? But our daughter can't because she's a national freaking threat? Like, come on. They want to immigrate here. The kids want to immigrate here. They're bright young kids. They got friends here that they play with all over. And what? I'm not going to say they play with the kids of color. They play with this. No, they play with all the kids. I don't care where they're from. That's just the kind of people we are. And unfortunately, here's a news flash for you liberals out there and all you SJW idiots, that guess what? Stupidity knows no bounds. Stupidity isn't a specific color or race. Stupidity is just inherent along those people who don't want to learn anything. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. If you're stupid unless you learn something. And that's me venting, of course. I hear all this bullshit. Oh, well, we can't talk about this. We can't do that. Oh, heaven forbid. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you can't even talk about it openly. Everybody's on cornflakes around, and then it's like an excuse, like our daughter. Well, that's just the way it is. And then it just gets dropped because, oh, heaven forbid, you should actually point out the illegal immigrants coming here and where they're from. My God. How the fuck do you be an illegal immigrant from the United States of America? How do you do that? And if Trudeau was even a little bit half as smart, 8th, 16th, a 32nd as smart as Trump, we'd be doing a hell of a lot better in this country. And most of you people know that. Anything else is a lie. Just like that, man. A big goddamn liar. So where does that put us? Where does that happen now? Well, let's see. We're in debt. We're paying money for people that shouldn't belong here to be here. They're going to be here for 5 years and probably a hell of a lot longer. And come on, tell me that they're all going to just say lit. Take a look at how many people they've deported so far that have come across illegally. Out of the 40,000 that come there. Take a look. Go take a look at the government website. How much it costs a day for those people. Okay. Here's another one. Where are all these ISIS returning fighters? Where are all these people who went over there, married ISIS fighters, now want to come back to Canada that we should feel sorry for them? And this is what's grabbing the headlines. People like our daughter just, whatever, she's white. That's okay. She's from Ukraine. Doesn't matter. That doesn't make news. And by God, we couldn't do that because that would almost be seen as racist because she's white. Now, really? So, and this is where this argument goes about race and color. It goes downhill from here. Because people will say, well, you white people have had it so good for so long. How do you like it? Well, guess what? That is a racist statement if that's what you think. That's you're basically doing exactly what you hate. And you're painting everybody with the same brush. So, hey, when in Rome, I guess. So where's this conversation about our daughter? About how come she can't get here? Well, we can't have that conversation because that door has been shut because can't say anything. That's bad. That's just the way it is. She's not a victim. She's just a single mom with 2 kids who's very well educated who wants to come to Canada right now just to visit. But we can't do that because she's a national security threat. She might bomb or shoot people. Really? Who does that remind you of? So what I want to say is just I've about had it up to here with the PM Village Idiot and his group of morons. They're the gender equality bullshit, the LGBTQ or whatever the hell they call it, the transgender, all that stuff there. It's all bullshit. All of it. And you can take that to the bank. Yeah, am I angry? Yeah. I'm damn angry. At the end of the day, all this stuff, somebody's going to pay for this bullshit. Yeah, that would be the taxpayers. Geniuses. So all the stuff you're asking for, you want, give me. It's mine. I deserve this. I deserve that. Oh, I need this. I need that. Well, guess what? It's all going to come back and it's all going to come crashing down. And trust me, I'm pissed off right now. And I'm not the only one. There's a lot of other people that are just as pissed off as I am. Now, it's not a threat, but as far as I'm concerned, anybody says, let's leave Canada as a part of the country, like Alberta talking separation, well, I don't see the point in staying here. I can't get our family here because I don't know. You figured out. I mean, and tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me about this. Hell, I just got a $1,300 bill from the free healthcare here in BC. Okay. Where's the free healthcare? Gee, that doesn't sound very free, does it? Okay, great. But boy, aren't we lucky that Prime Minister Village Idiot is on the scene to lie to us and tell us that things are great when they're not. I mean, you go down the list here. And this is just, you'd have to be blind not to see all this stuff happening because it's just sheer idiocy is what's going on. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I'm just here venting because I don't know what else to do. Tried calling CTV. CBC's a lost cause because they're all getting money from the government. So they're waving the liberal banner. Yay, liberals. So that, and I'm not a conservative. I'm not an NDPer. Sure to hell ain't no Green Party. I'm a guy like most of you that work for a living out there. Paid a pretty good price, as you can see, with my body, knee replacement, shoulder replacement, lost fingers. Yep. For me, that's just the way it is. That's keep going. But then I hear all these guys like, oh, poor me, poor us. Give me. We want more. Really? Okay. Well, then I think maybe, something needs to change drastically. Because this bullshit needs to end somewhere. You can't even get our daughter over here. How does that work? And this is the crux of it. There's always a point where you say, okay, I could put up with a certain amount. This is it. What do I do? What do we do? I was born here. I got no other country. Okay. Now what? Shut up and take it. Yep. enjoy those ISIS fighters coming back here because we're going to rehabilitate them. Why? Because how did Prime Minister Village Idiot say that? Oh yeah, Canadian's a Canadian. Yeah, just happened to be Canadians that were ISIS that said they hate Canada. They were killing our soldiers, our neighbor soldiers, and happened to be beheading people, our allies, with hunting knives. You don't go watch some of the videos of this stuff and see if your tune doesn't change. You never see that. They always paint these guys as these poor victims. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut those 200 guys' heads off with the hunting knife. That somebody made me do that. I was laughing and smiling in the video and I thought it was funny and I was bragging about it, but I really didn't mean all that. But yeah, his daughter, coming from Ukraine with 2 kids, she's the real threat. Don't allow her into Canada because that would be extremely bad. Yeah, Prime Minister Village Idiot, explain that one to me. I know you don't like explaining things and you usually go off and do a tangent about some bullshit that has absolutely nothing to do with other than bragging and blaming Stephen Harper and then saying things that avoiding the subject, basically, like these global answers, like, well, we just kind of make things nice and, like that. And then we do things and, we go around and kind of, talk to people and talk to world leaders and I get ignored a lot. And bang, it's just magically done. And aren't we special? That's basically his answer. And what would you expect from a village idiot? So there you go. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. If anybody's got any kind of deal, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, honestly, what do we do? I'm thinking I'm not done yet. I'm not saying I'm giving up. I just say I'm just right now at an end where I don't know what to do. So here we are. If you've got any ideas, anybody who listens to my video, our video, let me know. Please let me know. And if you're going to put some idiotic comment down there, please be prepared to face some flack. And, I'll call you out if you're, going off with no facts. That'd be great. That's good. So y'all got that, but expect return fire if it's an idiot statement. So I guess just, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I honestly, I do not. It's kind of got to the point where how do you change things? How do you implement change over the course of the years? In 4 years, you look at the damage that Trudeau's done. I mean, all you got to do is go and look at what he's done. I mean, people are so worried about what Trump's doing, and he's doing a good job. I'll say that openly. Only a freaking moron would look down there and say, oh, well, how bad he is. Really? The man's freaking brilliant. He outmaneuvered Trudeau. Yeah, not that that's any great feat. It's like taking candy from a baby, basically. But hey, somebody voted for that idiot. And I'm talking the village idiot here, not Trump. And besides that, Trump is the president of the United States, the last time I checked, not the Prime Minister of Canada. So how does our media give him a free pass onto everything that he does wrong and glance over it, SNC, the groping allegation. The groping allegation was a classic. Where were all these women who were jumping out saying, my God, the man looked at me sideways. Well, you just blew your credibility because you just let this snake off the hook. Way to go. You basically just made your organization, Me Too and all that stuff. You just made that organization bullshit because nobody stood up to him. Why? Because he's pretty. Really? Okay. Well, that's nice. He's a pretty idiot, or he's a pretty good idiot, I guess. He's good at it. Everybody's good at something. So he's good at being an idiot. That's his profession, not mine. That's what you get for hiring a part-time drama teacher as prime minister of the country. So where do we go? I mean, look at everything he's done. The India trip. Yeah. SNC, like I said, the groping incident, all the ethics violations, gee whiz. Isn't that nice to sweep under the rug? The guy's a crook. The guy's a liar. Great. Yeah, we got a lot of people out there that do that, but guess what? They're not all prime minister of a goddamn country. Second largest country in the world, if anybody knows their geography. So that's something to be proud of. Got a freaking neighbor here that says, "Oh, well, give him a chance. He's just coming into his own." I'm like, "What are you people stupid? Why would you give a moron a second chance to really ruin the country? Seriously." And when people say it doesn't hit close to home, well, our daughter not being allowed into Canada, that hit close to home. That hits like that's a home run, basically. If you were in the ballpark, that's a home run. There. We're not only going to screw you, we're really going to screw you. There you go. And I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do to help you. We can get convicted terrorists over to other countries with Canadian passports and that. But that was a mistake. But your daughter, even though we got paper that wrote 2 years, but then we say 5, that's just the way it is, And I'm amazed. And people buy this stuff. That's good. Maybe I should start selling snake oil to these liberals. They seem to be able to buy bullshit, so why not this stuff? I'm just amazed at how actually really stupid people can be. And yeah, I'm not going to be very nice in this video to people because it's just I'm tired of it. I sit here. I'm not a rich guy. I'm not a popular YouTuber. I'm not a popular Twitch user. I'm just like most people. I'm just a regular guy. So what happens now? Well, let's see. That's right. Nothing. In about another month, they're going to come out and the pressure is really going to be ratcheted up because he's got the CBC, he bought and paid for, the CTV bought and paid for, Global News bought and paid for, and they're trying to ban the rebel media. Love them or like them, that's pretty much the only independent goddamn media we got left. TNC, True North. Okay, so there you go. YouTube's had a big purge. Like I said, I'd be surprised if this video even stays up. Or it's probably ranked into obscurity somewhere down the line. But that's the way it is. So how do we make changes like this? I mean, now you're playing with people's lives. And they like to point that out. Except we're from this country. Okay, that's it. That's it. We're not asking for a handout. I mean, we're paying for all this stuff, the immigration. Our daughter is. That's out of her pocket. And now that they've denied it, she doesn't get any of this money back. And they charge in US dollars, by the way, not Canadian dollars. Just so people know that. I can't even trust in our own currency. How about that? But here we go. So how does this all happen? How does it happen? Everybody let themselves get overwhelmed. I mean, there's billions of excuses. Yeah, I just can't follow it all. No, you just can't follow. That's period. You just can't. Nobody's asking you to understand everything. But people suffer from what they call this Trump derangement. They forget what country they're from. Okay, we're not from the United States, and I've said this time and time again. We are from Canada. We live in Canada. What PM Village Idiot does affects us directly. And I don't know how to get that, but I get these conversations where I talk to people that it's like, well, Canadian people, like people that live next door to, they say, oh, well, Trump this, Trump that. And I'm saying, well, okay, great, fine. What purpose does that serve? And they haven't really got a clue on what PM Village Idiot and his tribe of morons are doing. None. I'm blown away. It's like how basically mentally ignorant do you have to be not to follow it? And I mean, that's a choice. You choose not to understand. You choose to turn a blind eye and not really understand that. That's not my fault. That's basically, if you don't understand what's going on and you can't start laying out facts and you keep losing an argument because basically you've got nothing to argue with other than what you've heard in headlines, which doesn't go very far. Well, yeah, that doesn't say much about you. That's your fault. If you can't read and learn and that's you don't blame anybody else. That's you. You decided that. And I hear that so often here that people come up, well, I don't know about that. Well, I don't know what, and we're talking major the carbon tax, the pipeline, the taxes, the child tax credit. I mean, the list goes on. Immigration, Muslims, you choose not to know about that. You choose, because people like to talk about it until you call them out, and then it's like, well, we really don't talk politics until I'm talking to somebody that knows less than I do, and then I can look like a pro. But as soon as you call me out, I'll just say, well, we're done. I don't feel like talking about that anymore. And that's basically what happens. Or they just shut you out, call you racist, you're a bigot, you're a white trash, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I've got white people here that really ain't getting it. Virtue signaling. That it's I'm sure it's a mental disorder. It's got to be, because how else can you explain it? Nobody, you how do I say this? It's you choose to not learn something. You choose not to know what's going on. And then when you go vote and you say, gee whiz, he's not bad because he smiles nice, and look at him out there in the town hall. And I've heard this more than once. They talk about Trudeau in the town halls. And I asked, I said, okay, well, what has he actually said? There was a moment of truth when the veteran stood up and asked him, and forgive me, I don't remember the gentleman's name, that stood up and basically called Trudeau out. And then Trudeau looked him in the eye and basically said, we can't afford you. Now that should have woke everybody up. But people said, oh, what a guy. And that's about the only time he's answered anything. And believe me, go back and listen to what he said over there, what he's talked about. He gives, just like in Parliament, nothing answers. His whole group of morons give zero answers, nothing. I've written letters. I've gotten, well, Trudeau has never written me back. He has never written me back. I didn't always agree with Harper, but at least former Prime Minister Stephen Harper, at least his office had the courtesy to write me back. I didn't always agree with what they said. John Baird, we had on Ukraine issue, we had a huge email going on. I was basically questioning the policy. I didn't agree with them, but they wrote me back. These guys, good luck. They're above that. They're too good for us people. And the more people that understand that's who you're electing. The people who voted for Liberals, that's who you're electing. That's who. They're not here to represent you. They're not here to represent me. They're there to represent themselves and to prop up the PM Village Idiot. That's all that they're here to do. That's it. And this is what you get. 4 years. We cannot afford 4 more years of that. But having said that, how do we relate all that's going on, and then our daughter is, for whatever reason, is just arbitrary. And I still haven't got that in writing, by the way. This is verbal. I've asked for writing, still haven't got anything. So I don't know. Did somebody actually check? They supposedly wrote and requested this information and all this stuff. Nothing. This is just verbal confirmation. Now, most of you guys working in the private industry understand that if you did a job as bad as some of these people are doing, or most of them are doing that are in government, you'd be fired. And you know that for a fact. You'd be done. Your employer would say, sorry, we need to get somebody else in here who's actually going to do their job. And there's oxymoron of the day, government worker job. And yeah, I'm going to take on government workers too, because a lot of them have really ticked me off. A lot of them figure that they're working for a private corporation, that the money is just an endless cash cow. And most of them are very well paid, very well to do, and they whine a lot. And I've known a lot of them, the PSAC people over the years, a lot of them. And a lot of them I've got a very low opinion over for what they argued for, what they were going for, all that, like, and that was on our dollar. That's our tax dollars there. And that's kind of like a separate issue, but that's right now they're vogue because who we got in power. He's enabled all of these people, the gays, the lesbians, all that stuff. Call me what you want. I mean, really, is it really, as a country right now, is that the most important thing? What about our jobs? Okay, work. Yeah, work. Where are our wages at? And I know around here, $14, $15 an hour, that's a standard in Vancouver. Well, try living in a city for $14, $15 an hour. You ain't going to do it. I'm sorry. That means that you got to have 4 or 5 people in a household. Everybody's working just to pay the bills, just to be able to once in a while go out and enjoy yourself. Yep, there you go. And then what happens is, why is the housing market so high? Well, most people know why. It's just you say that because that would be racist. Well, we can't call a spade anymore. We can't say what we really mean. We've got to paint it and then turn it around. And, we're going to, call a pig a pig, Where does that leave us? What are we doing? Quite literally, as a country, does anybody know where we're going? Because in 4 years, I have absolutely no idea what the hell these people are doing. And it's come painfully obvious they have no idea what we're doing. And this isn't because of our daughter. This precipitated this video, obviously, and it's why I'm so pissed off. But where are we? Where are we going? Anybody? Other than we're a post-national country. Great. And who the hell gave him the right to say that? Who? He got how much of the vote? 36.8% of the vote. 36 point. That's not even 50%. That's not even half. He's got no, which I don't agree with, open borders. Then if we got open borders, we're not even a country. Yeah? Why even bother having this argument? I'll just get the daughter to come over here. And that was what I told her. I said, go to the United States, come up Roxburgh Road, claim asylum, in you go. There you go. Now you're here for 5 or 6 years. Good luck. You'll get a work visa, so you'll be able to work. And what? We'll let the government pay for you. Why should I? You stay and take the kids. You can stay in a 5-star hotel. That's awesome. They pay you for your food. They pay for your transportation. You get that. Yeah, great. Who wouldn't want to come here? 5-year vacation, or, well, I'd be surprised if it's 5 years, 6 years. And in answer to a question that I asked earlier, the answer would be about 800 people out of the 40,000 so far have been deported, out of all the illegals. Illegals. Now remember that, illegal immigration, not irregular. That's a frickin' liberal bullshit word. Illegal. They cross illegally, not at a port of entry. There you go. But we can't say that now because we'd be bad white people. We'd be bad Canadians. And I apologize if the word white offends some people, but it seems to be the only goddamn way anymore you can get any freaking detention. So what? So anyways, I'm going to end the video. Hopefully you watch. Anybody's got any ideas, let me know, because I don't know. And I know people say, go to people. You can't even hire a lawyer because that's arbitrary. They made a decision. End of story. That's it. We can't even do that. And quite honestly, we can't do that because until we get a piece of paper saying what they decided, who decided it, we still can't do anything. So there you go. And I don't know. But anyways, if you got any ideas, let me know in the comments. I'd be more than interested. I'm going to keep thinking on it. This ain't done by a long stretch. I'm going to try contacting the Rebel Media and see what, if at least they push the story out there to the forefront, because who the hell am I really? So anyways, those who watch the video, I appreciate it. Hope to see you soon. Leave a comment in the bottom. And not great. If you got any ideas, that would be awesome. So let me know what you think. And yeah. Oh, also, one more thing. Trying to figure out how to end this. I don't know how to end the stream. How do you end this? I don't know. How about that? Don't even know how to end my stream. Well, I'm a pro YouTuber, and it's not pro. Nope, there we go. I guess I'm going to have to edit this out. Ain't I? Yeah, well. No. Oh, okay. That's cool. This is interesting. Okay, well. Okay, there we go. Catch everybody later. It took me 5 minutes to figure out how to shut the stream off. There you go.